Roy to advance the study of mathematical ecology and epidemiology within the university. I would appreciate us that we applaud Professor Kesh as he also presents his kiddos conference. Thank you. Good afternoon to all of you. To go my lecture, I asked hear something about Nigeria from my point of view. When I landed in the airport, I first saw the airport is greenery. I visited many places. Your airport is not greenery, but your airport is greenery. And entire road is mountain and greenery. That's why I love Nigeria, because we love greenery area and because we live confident and other. Now I'm going to talk my lecture. Yeah. I will talk in influence of volatile on improving and thickness. What is plant volatile? When we target power or leaf, they will cry. Just like us, if anyone beat us, we also cry. But plant also cry. They change volatile organic content, and this is the our aim to make a model how to improve the plant fitness. The motivation is what will happen when a plant is damaged by insect herbivore. To take need of such insect herbivore, to plant defense against herbivore insect through direct, indirect, and indirectly by releasing chemical compound. What will be the insect herbivore strategies if they are lateral into we have used the pesticide to take this attack, but in natural system, there is a mechanism, defense mechanism of there. Just like you can go to the schematic diagram, when plant attacks the herbivore attacks the plant has defense mechanism. From there, one is direct defense mechanism, and other is indirect mechanism. And then they plant take volatile organic compound in the air and attack the predator to kill the herbivore. There are two types of defense. One is direct defense, which we can see very easily: physical defense, stone, spine, and chemical defense like resin, odor, or toxic. And indirect defense is domatia. You see in the plant, there is some place where ants and carnivores are staying there, and they defense from the herbivore. And food bodies, extrapolar vectors, and volatile organic compounds. We now mainly interested in volatile organic compounds. I tell you two papers. One is competition induced volatile, and other is diffuse. This is the same chemical diagram of this model. We consider two plants. They use the common resources, and they compete each other, and herbivore attacks both the plant X1 and X2, and both of them emitted induced volatile emission and attacks the natural enemy of the carnivore, of the herbivore, that is carnivore chain. This is the modern formulation. R1, R2 is the growth rate of this equation. X1, A11 X1 or A22 X2 is the intra-specific competition. You know, if the area is so small for resources of the food, they compete each other. That's why we take it in consideration as A11 and A22 and A12 X2 and A21. This is the competition coefficient. Both these species will compete with each other. If we fight each other, our energy will lose. That's why we consider this negative term. And another one is C1 and C2, that is herbivore attack and destroy the plant, that is C1, X1Y and C2. And DYDBT is the D1 is the death rate and P1, P2 is the food conversion efficiency of the predator species, and when carnivore attacks the predator, that sum is considered here is minus CT by Z. And DZKB is the Z and CT is the food conversion efficiency, and lambda 1, lambda 2 is the attraction factor of plant volatile to the carnivore to survive themselves. You know, as mathematician, you need to boundedness for the system to analyze the model. Either the system is persist or global stability, not. That's why you needed to boundedness. So we first done the boundedness is the condition of the boundedness, and we get to analyze any system, we have to find the fixed point, that is stationary point, and here we get 6 equilibrium point, and the existence condition of these 6 equilibrium point is here. Now, through Jacobian matrix, we analyze the local stability analysis of the system. I will get the following condition to stability. Now, throughout the whole analysis, we choose the parameters, follows to other ways to numerical simulation. To go to the numerical simulation, we pass global sensitivity analysis, which parameter is sensitive for fitness. You find here, and you know the global stability analysis, you see that competition coefficient A21 and A22, A21 and A22 has effective role for global sensitivity analysis. Now, after local stability analysis, we persist. What is the meaning of persistence? Persistence meaning the system will stable in future time, that is t equal to infinity. And we find the local analysis that the equilibrium point equal, that means X2 species T equilibrium point, and E5 X1 T equilibrium point is globally stable for certain condition. And assuming the lemma T and 4, we find the system 1 will persist. Now we derive the global stability analysis by higher temperature point prediction criteria, and we get the system is global. Now we go to the numerical simulation. You see the system is equilibrium at the point 0.744 dot and 0.87, and other of the system is global stability, and A and D represent the time diagram that the system is equilibrium point stable. Now, if we change the parameter equal value, we find the bifurcation diagram of the system with respect to parameter A21 and indicate the dynamics of the first population, which is from stability to oscillator area and again becomes stable as equal across the critical value 0.75. So this is the two parametric bifurcated diagram H1 minus lambda 1 plate. The region with red color represents the stable state of a system along the interior equilibrium point. There is very narrow yellow region, light yellow region of a bistable stable of the parameter space where E4 stable along with the interior equilibrium point EC. And deep yellow color region denotes the stable region around the fixed point E4. In white color region, E6, that is the interior equilibrium point is unstable. This parameter space H1 lambda shows that there is lies a chance of two times bifurcate. This is the numerical simulation of this result, and this is the following the bifurcation diagram. And you get the T. The bifurcation diagram of X1 with respect to lambda, this figure shows that the system one is R unstable around E6 as a critical value of lambda and stable for greater value of the critical value of lambda 1. A Hawk bifurcation occurs at the critical point lambda 1 with the inset represent the time evolution of the system and unstable behavior at lambda 1 is 0.4. Lambda 1 is 1.3. What is lambda 1? Lambda is a volatile organic compound, the emission will attract the carnivore. If the volatile organic compound is high, then the system will be stable. Otherwise, this is unstable. Now, this is the discussion part. The plant composition strongly resembles community dynamics. We get 5 boundary equilibria with 1 interior equilibria. And transphysical bifurcation occurs to change in herbivore base rates and carnivore attraction. Hawk bifurcation arises in increasing interspecific competition A2R causing temporary oscillate. Increasing volatile organic component of lambda 1 stabilize the system and improve coexistence. B. That means A. This is the following references. Okay, we will discuss. This is the publication in modeling of a system science and environment. And now I am going to the second part that where carnivores attack the herbivores, herbivores try to reduce to defend themselves. That's why I use a model that impact of volatile indirect defense response of plant and herbivore will reduce in cyclopic cascade. This is a cyclopic system, plant, herbivore, carnivore. The herbivore attack the dark light, that means they attack. Herbivore attack the plant, carnivore attack the spider mite, the volatile organic compound, then find the signals, feed the mites come, and they will kill the herbivore. Now, the form of how can we form the model? The red color indicates the predator. The predator is carnivore, and green color, that is herbivore, insects or prey. And we find the zone A and zone B. A zone A represents the area where prey species can utilize the refuge to keep them degree of protection from predation. And in zone B, predator can predate their prey. Never the predator can kill the prey here. That's because they are reduced or now we form a three-dimensional model. See, we consider the predator functional response is folic type 2 and carnivore functional response here is folic type 3. This is a combination of folic type 2 and 3. And because when herbivore may be invertebrate and carnivore may be vertebrate, so that's why we consider two types of functional erection, folic type 2 and folic type 3 functional erection. Let's see. Sorry. See, you know the parameter meeting here, I discussed here, but here consider as A. A means diffuse constant parameter. Okay. Now we find the role of the diffuse system. And we find the boundedness of the system, and throughout the analysis, we choose the parametric values, and we continue with try to global sensitivity analyze. We consider here is A is a sensitive parameters and other sensitive parameters here to find the which parameter is more sensitive to system globally stable or not. That's why at first we find the persistence of the system by a certain condition to see less than PM1 alpha B in all population system will persist, and we had a global stability by two theorem applied, high dimensional benediction criteria, and the second compound matrix. And we find the system is globally asymptotically stable. Now, go to the diagram without indication, that is mu equal to 0, we get the system behavior by bifurcation diagram very AB where diffuse constant A. Next, this is the we find the mu is equal to 0, gas typical bifurcation occur of the system. This is the phase footprint and basin of antacid. Red region is a stable frequent and orange region is oscillatory behavior. In your progress analysis, mu not equal to 0, mu is 0.01, and mu not equal to 0, we get the following result. Effect of herbivore by the system, mu is equal to 0.01. Now, we have obtained to boundary equilibria and one equilibrium with the herbivore system is persistent if natural death rate of herbivore is less than a certain threshold value. We have added robust stability analysis by highlighting benediction criteria of Lee-Maldomani. Imitation rate of natural enemies, if we induce large volatile, decrease the density of herbivore and increase the biomass of plant. Herbivore reduce A is responsible to make systems more stabilized. These are following references, and this paper is published in the differential equation and dynamical system. Now, I am going to conclude a remark. You see, in peripheral and other, we use this pesticide to remove the herbivore from the herbivore atom, which most of the pesticide moves to the earth, and through earth, and through plantation, we again eating these vegetables, that the vegetables which we are eating in daily life are also affecting us by using pesticide, but even we can use the indirect defense mechanism of plant protection themselves of insect instead of using pesticide, and the volatile organic compound entire world now try to use the biologically feasible volatile organic compound as pesticide, or they purchase ants and other things for their tomato field or cucumber field to from attack from the herbivores as because the ant, you see the ant and tail in the field, in the tomato leaf and cucumber leaf, if they, in US and others, they use the ant as a pesticide, as because they when the trees begin to grow, they send to they purchase the ant and say send to the field that will save the tree from the herbivore. So if we can use the indirect effect plant for protecting themselves from insect instead of using pesticide, then it may be benefited for environment as well as even being also. Thank you. My university. Any question?
Thank you very much, Professor Pickwick. My pleasure for that wonderful presentation. And so we've listened to the keynote and talk by Professor Kumar, and particularly he has touched on an interesting area when it comes to the plants biology. And so we see what the competition as when we talk about the herbivores and also the carnivore competition, and we see how mathematical modeling has come into play in depicting that real life scenario, and then in addressing a major problem and challenge we are facing in our environment, that is the indiscriminate use of pesticide in the environment, and then how we can actually introduce some kind of intra-specific competition on the biological space to see if we can reduce the harmful effects of pesticides. So thank you very much, Prof, for that wonderful talk. So right about now we'll be taking questions. So I don't know if we have questions on site and online. If you have questions, let me just see your hands up. Questions? Also help us immediately the question online.
You can go to the
If anyone in interest, you do the work this field, and because this is a great goal to evaporate pesticide, we can go through the papers as because we are interested in modeling from the plant dynamics, from the biological field.
No question.
And because with the mathematician trying to model in a DSP. And I have already asked to get the delivered in the biological people, how can we remove the pesticide and activate the carnivores? I have done a thesis of this area. One of my scholars, Dr. Ritika Mandal, she is now in Thailand. He is doing another research on Israel. He is also collaborator of me. And if anyone is interested, you go to the Google Scholar and write the name of Deepak case, not Kumar. Then you get all the papers. If anyone interested, you can mail me. I can help you to speak. I have no problem. That's because we are in the same boat as a mathematician. We try to do the mathematical and the public for the data in the. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, for that wonderful presentation, and also for that wonderful presentation. And then also we've listened to you. Can always go to the online space, you type in Professor Tupac, and you see his work on this field. And if you're interested, you can always communicate with him, and of course, be sure to get proper guidance. Thank you very much for that presentation. And so, right about now, I'll be calling on our dear prof, our friend from Uganda, to come and make a remark and then give this presentation to Professor Ipak Hirsch for his wonderful keynote talk. We invite Professor Oyede to this presentation. Thank you so much, Prof, for the beautiful presentation. We are so grateful. Dr. Professor Umar Kesh is a friend of mathematical modeling, and since we came, I can see that he has blended with the environment. In fact, yesterday we were there and he took the swallow. What we call it now, seven yesterday. So that's very good. It's integrated fast into our culture. We want to thank you for making the sacrifice to be here in Nigeria and to come and make this beautiful presentation. And he has also offered that anyone who needs any of his publication from Google Scholar, he can always communicate him and he will get the materials to the course. As I'm talking, the director is just walking in. I'm trying to reach me. No. Since you are here, you may want to make comments. Thank you very much. Comment first to our village, international village. We appreciate because we were promised. I knew that it was not easy from India, then from India to Lagos, and then from Lagos we started another journey of like 6 to 7 hours, and we were looking where are we going. I appreciate that you believe in us, because if you don't believe in us, we will not begin. I really thank you. For me, thank you. That you being here. So you need to help us with making. Thank you so much. So we have the director and the entire Icammwa team at this conference. I want to present this little token to you for your wonderful presentation and for believing in us to be here in Nigeria to make this presentation. So thank you so much. Thank you very much, Professor Mohammed. Presentation. Thank you. All right. All right. So, I did that at the end of the program for today and also for our conference for this program. So, but before we find out, I think we still have some presenters on paper presentation. I get a confirmation from the media team.
Mr. Jubril Lawal, are you still there, sir? Or Dr. Jubril? If you are there, please unmute. He's there. He's there.
There, sir.
Right. Is it there? Okay, great. So I'll be calling on Dr. Akidemi Hafiz again. Right, just a minute, Dr. Jubril, right? Yeah, Dr. Jubril, now just a minute. So I'm calling on Dr. Akidemi Hafiz to come and also get and call this session. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Kipling, are you there now?
And there, sir. And around. And listening.
Hello, Dr. Jubril.
Yes, sir. I hear you, sir.
Okay, can you hear us?
You heard me. Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon.
Can we proceed?
So you have 15 minutes for your presentation. So they follow up with minutes question and answer. So I will suggest that you make use of your pen on your laptop so that you'll be able to work within the time. So 15 minutes for your presentation. So and you can go ahead now with your presentation. Thank you.
Mr. Lawal, please, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, sirs. My presentation is on equilibrium. Thank you for the privilege given to me to present. My presentation was on equilibrium and stability of an SCI-RP cholera carrier epidemic model with saturated incidence function. The study was on cholera modeling. So the model was comprised of 5 compartments, that is for susceptible and carrier, infective, removal, and the pathogen populations. Next slide, please. So the nonlinear incidence function of the form of BIC1 plus B2I plus B3P was used. That is the incidence function consistent of population and pathogen population, that is population for cholera, was used to develop the model for carrier of cholera. So we obtained 2 equilibrium, that is for carrier-free equilibrium, inert and endemic equilibrium. And we found out that the reproduction number, if it is less than 1, the cholera will die out in the population, which was locally asymptotic stable and otherwise. And the endemic equilibrium also was found in the work when the R naught is greater than 1. That is the meaning the cholera will persist in the population. So as we know, cholera is a severe diarrhea caused by Vibrio cholera bacteria that were normally found in contaminated water or unhygienic places. And in Nigeria, we have issues of issues of banditry and other related issues that make internet displaced person to move around rampant, which Nigeria was having about 8 million IDPs, which was placed at the high risk of contracting cholera due to banditry, as we said, at rainy seasons and population displacement. So cholera case normally started from few hours to 5 days. And when the first state, for example, where I came from, we have a higher rate of cholera cases for about 6,423 cases of cholera, which was amount to almost 63% of all suspected cases nationwide. So, and the distribution for the remaining state was indicated in the distance. That is for the Fara, we have 1,318 suspected cases in Anka, Ugusolo Conglomerate, and other said Sokoto has 847, Bayelsa 773, Niger 345, and so on. And the motivation of the research was on the issues of those crises that make people to move around. So some used to move around without noticing that they are carrying the disease along. as a result of taking unhygienic water or anything that comes along their path. So humanitarian crisis also contribute a lot. That is militant Boko Haram and political unrest also contributed immensely to the outbreak of cholera. It has been reported millions of people are forced to flee in different locations as a result of civil unrest. So cholera career continues to emerge in developing countries and remains a global health challenges despite all effort to curtail it. So researchers commented that 75% of the infected individual exhibit no symptoms. That although the organism are present in their stools for 7 to 14 days after infection, discharging the organism into water sources in the environment and infecting the existing population. So the work allowed the recruitment of migrants with cholera carrier, and we use that combined incidence function of that form of human to human and environment to human. Cholera, as we said, inspection of small intestine. It causes that is dehydration, and we have a lot of cases annually and several deaths across the globe. And normally it occurs in poor sanitation environment where there is contaminated water supply as well. So the incidence function, as we said, it is the number of new cases per unit time or the rate at which new waves of disease appear. So in modeling cholera, we consider a nonlinear incidence function of saturated incidence because we have some forms of incidence functions, and each incidence function has its role in making a model. So in our own case, we use two different linear function with human to human, that is the mass action incidence, and environment to human, that is the non-linear one. So we have a criteria to choose to choose incidence functions. So normally the one that is suitable and easy to use mostly is mass action incidence because it is easy to solve issue problems. So a model, this is a model diagram that is cholera carrier diagram. It consists of 5 compartments. From the susceptible class, we have carrier populations, we have infective populations, we have removed, and we have pathogen population. As we said, the motivation of the research on the displacement of population. So this is our 5 differential equation, nonlinear differential equations for the models, and we check the stability and equilibrium point of the models. We assume we equate it to 0 to obtain the that is to verify the disease free, that is carrier free and endemic free. So we obtained a non-tribal solutions if the population continues to exist. If the recruitment continues, that is 5 is not 0. So as far as that happens, so the population will be not tribal. So we have our disease free, we have a disease free, carrier free equilibrium at susceptible population. Next slide. So we have the prepositions, that is to obtain the endemic equilibrium. So we have endemic equilibrium as we observe. Removed class has no, it appears almost 3 of the system of equation we have in equation 1. The the recovered population has not shown. So that is why we are now going to use 4 compartmental. That is, we are going to use 4 differential equation to make our analysis. So we are getting now endemic equilibrium. That is when R naught is greater than 0. That is a situation where the disease will persist in the population. we equate our differential, that is the differential to zero, that is ds over dt, this all the system we equate it to zero and obtain the endemic equilibrium, where we assume gamma to be our force of impaction, q1 to be, we just make to simplify it in that form, q1, q2 and q3 to make a, to simplify our task to obtain the r naught to make proof. So improving now for endemic, we take the last equation, that is equation 1, to make it subject the formula to obtain equation 7. On obtaining equation 7, now we come and get the remaining system of equation and substituting back into system of equation 1. So we arrive at equation 8, where we define our L1, L2, L3 to be that variables there. So we have the gamma, but we know that gamma is our force of infection. That is beta 1 C plus beta 2 I plus beta 3 phi. That is the two normal action and one saturating function, incidence function there. So we have equation 10. So we are using that equation 10 to substitute equation 8. So we use equation 8 to substitute in equation 10. So we have that result equation 11. What is gamma is equal to that expression in equation 11. So dividing both sides by gamma, we obtain mu into r naught minus 1, where r naught is defined as equation 13. Hence the percentage of production number, we found out it is greater than 1. So system 1 has unique endemic equilibrium, as we observe from the proof we have done. So now we can use that equation 13 to obtain endemic equilibrium in terms of R naught. As we make the substitutions and simplification, we arrive at equation 14. That is for endemic equilibrium in terms of R naught. Next slide. So we have equation 14. In terms of basic reproduction number R naught, we have that. Next slide, please. So now we check for the global stability of carrier for the disease-free. So we are applying the concept of Lyapunov function to obtain that. That is, we identify where we have the appearance of the disease. That is for carrier. That is the disease, and we have the appearance in carrier. We have appearance of cholera in infective. We have appearance of cholera in pathogen population. So we use this three system to check to investigate the Lyapunov function on that. So we substitute that equation. We substituting equation 1 into that equation 17. That is the one we differentiate. That is we are constructing. So we make the substitutions. We obtain equation 18, and we simplify it. We get the this thing. So we observe that the result we obtain shows that the largest invariant set in the compact set is the singleton set. Hence, the global stability of A naught where R is less than or equal to 1 follows from Lassell invariant principles. So I have the concluding remarks. Epidemiologically, the results show that cholera carrier individuals will be eliminated from the population whenever R naught is less than 1. Hence, as long as R naught is less than 1, then the average number of infected individuals with cholera will produce less than 1 new infected individual in the successive population, and cholera will eventually die out. Furthermore, the stability for the model follows and holds for all initial conditions. So we have this in that is fact about the cholera. That is references. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. So it's time for question and answer. Any question, Mr. Tutu? Question.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah, that one. Okay, so we have two questions, two people who ask questions. So take your time to listen to the question.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I go to the slide where you have this free equilibrium.
Yes.
Yes. This particular slide. I see that all the compartments the side 002. Is it another side or what happened that is successful also? It's also okay. I'm seeing this down there. Okay, it's okay. I'm clear now.
Okay, thank you so much. Please, can you go to the next slide? Yeah. Because the place where will say not equal to and then greater than 0. Please, can we go to the next slide? Where it was this place. So, okay, you said existence of endemic equilibrium solution. And you said Taiwan is a steady state solution where the distances the existing finite endemic equilibrium Taiwan. And then you were talking about Taiwan not to 0. I don't understand because we are talking endemic equilibrium and then next you see where those S star, C star, I star, P star strictly greater than 0. I think we are already talking endemic equilibrium, and by definition of endemic equilibrium, this is not supposed to be trivial. And then from your proof of the endemic equilibrium, I think it's something I'm not sure why that has to particularly come into the write-up. As one is not equal to 0, and then it's also greater than or 0. Because I think it's just something that is already known about endemic equilibrium, and we want to actually see the existence by getting what all these S star, C star, I star, P star are. That's the number one thing. Then also I'm interested because most of the time I see us we do applied mathematics, and then one is interested in what is applied in the mathematics because if we just want to do something about maybe dynamical systems, you just want to analyze a dynamical system, it's not really bad. But if you are doing something about cholera, I think we should see the reality of cholera itself. We should analyze whatever we are doing around a certain question of interest about cholera transmission. Or I saw that the kind of results we are getting is the common and the usual result of saying if R naught is less than 1, is something that is not greater than 1, it stays. So as a field or as an epidemiologist or as a decision maker, what do I make out of this whole thing? What can I go home with to go and do with this study? I'm interested because I'm thinking if we do it properly this way, I mean, if you think that in that way, then maybe there will be more analysis that we want to do. That will break out some clarity, either qualitative analysis or quantitative analysis for us to be able to see a lot of things. I also cannot see any simulation so about here. So what is really the question that we are trying to address here? So and how is that question addressed? Either qualitatively or quantitatively. Okay. Hello, can you respond to the question?
Okay. Yeah, hearing you, sir. Can I continue?
Respond to the
Hello.
question. Hello, we can hear you.
Shall I continue to answer it, sir?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
So thank you so much for the questions. So in that equilibrium aspect, as we observe, we define the disease free for that, where we obtain a result in sustainable population there. And we are using that asterisk to differentiate the two equilibrium states. The first one has no asterisk, the second one we use it to indicate an endemic. So the reason for that is not equal to zero. It means all the situation where we will have the volatile situation of cholera case. That is the meaning of not equal to zero. All the result will show, as we prove it in the preposition there. And his question about the qualitative and something, if I get the question right. So we in this work is just there is other aspect of it where you will target a parameter that is specifically will be used to terminate. That is there is the government or the other agencies that will target the situation. That is, we call it sensitivity analysis. So in the sensitivity analysis, we will do that qualitative and what we say qualitative or other aspect to identify which one is the more distant. So we use sensitivity analysis to target exact parameter that is more sensitive to cause higher rise of the cholera and whatsoever. So thank you very much. I get the question right, I think. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I think I'm really not satisfied with that answer. What I'm saying, it's not necessarily to, I'm just, now if you look at this now, I asked the question, what's the question that we are trying to address in this, and how they've been addressed? As far as cholera epidemiology is concerned, what question are we trying to address here, mathematics, and how has they been addressed?
Okay.
With this study.
So with as I said, the motivation of the research is our issues we are facing, more especially from where I came from. That is instant displacement of people from their communities. So we target the situation where the people may just be attacked and forcibly leave their places to other without a notice and whatsoever. So that is just about the research, just for the
So how
career,
has they
those
been
who are
addressed?
taking
So how has they been
moving around
addressed?
with it.
So if it's about
So how will they?
displaced people, because I'm also not seeing anything about displaced people in this model. Like it's all homogeneous population. So how has that really been addressed with the model? Apart
So
from
in
the
the
classical analysis that has to do with that has to do with so apart from the classical analysis that has to do with equilibrium, global stability, and all of that. So
yeah, I
how did we
understand.
the points? Yeah.
What we from the parameters that are moving in and out of the compartments, that is where that issue of career was taken care of. That is from the formulation, the statement of the formulation, which I skipped. From that is where the explanation of those events happening there is taking place. So those parameters moving in and out of the compartment are the one describing all the situations on ground. That is just the summary of the content we present.
All right.
And
So great.
the parameter will take care of your this. Thank you very
So
much.
I'm interested in this your model. Um,
you called out the removed population. What do you mean by removed population? Yes, for cholera.
By what?
Huh?
Come again, sir.
Hello? I said, what do you mean by
Come again.
removed population? What do you mean by removed
Removed.
population? Yes.
Okay. The meaning of removed means I take it to just who has not who has taken either drugs or medication, who has already been attacked by cholera, then later they recovered. The recovered
Okay.
cases, that's what I call removed, recovered.
So,
Because there
yeah.
is no permanent recovery. That is why I call it removed. There is no permanent recovery of the cholera. So it become, if someone didn't take care again, he's going back to the population.
So that's not what you are now depicting from your model. If you say there's no permanent recovery from cholera,
Yes.
so what you
Yeah.
depict here is not correct. Your model is not correct. Because here now you are saying that from your model, you're not saying that once you recover from cholera, you can never get cholera again. That's what your model is telling us, which is different from what you're saying.
So what would can I say something, sir?
All right, sir.
So what is happening, in that case, cholera is subject to sanitation and other hygienic taking care precautions. So as far as someone recover, he still take care of himself as well. He will definitely get his attack again. There is no permanent immunity for that. It depends from the
So
sanitation and
you need,
whatever someone.
all right, so you need to revisit your model to capture that reality you just mentioned now. Because this model is not capturing, does not capture the biology of cholera dynamics. So you may have to revisit, go and study the biology of cholera, really understand the epidemiology, the transmission dynamics. Then you can now develop a model that can capture the complexity of cholera. Because what you have here is not doing justice to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much. So at this point, we've come to end of your presentation. We hope that all these comments will be made. You are going to address them to better your
Yes.
work. So thank you. We are happy having you.